Check this out, guys. Good morning. Just walking by across the street from our hotel. You can get sriracha. It's not the same as our sriracha, but that's pretty cool. 700 yen out of a vending machine. That's pretty dope. But good morning, everybody. We are going to try to find a ramen shop. It is early in the morning. I don't know, I got used to Vietnam hours, which is only, I think it's 2 hours behind, but I cannot get used to this Japanese time zone because I wake up at like 3 in the morning because it's later in Hawaii, so I feel like I'm oversleeping, but I'm not. So we're up early, and then we struggle to stay up at night. Even though it's early here, it's like super late and midnight at home, but a day behind. So that's why we're up and about, and you don't see anybody really around. I mean, seems like the people here start their day a little later than the US. I think things open usually at 9. So it's quite hard to find a spot to eat breakfast. So this spot's supposed to be 24 hours, just like the other place we went to get the gyudon bowl. That's also a 24-hour joint. So this is supposed to be, per Google Maps, a 3-minute walk, and let's go check it out. Hopefully it's delicious, but it's one of those stall ramen shops. I've always wanted to eat in one, where you get your own stall, and you pay for your ramen in a vending machine, and it gives you a ticket, and you give the ticket to the person behind the little curtain. So I'll see you there when we get there. Okay, here we are. You can see another Kani Doraku right there. There's numerous ones. And this is the ramen shop. I hope there's seats. Okay, we paid in the machine. I didn't want to film everybody because there was just a couple of people there. And you go up these stairs. And I'm totally clueless. Hello. Yes, 2. 20, I'm sorry? 23 and 24. 23 and 24. Okay, so just go in there? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then they give you these papers, and you can choose if you want light dashi, strong dashi, extra rich or not rich soup, garlic in it, spicy, green onions with or without, and if you want your noodles extra firm, medium soft, or extra soft. Pretty cool. So this is the little booth. It's not as private as the other ones, but you give them your ticket that you bought at the vending machine, and they should have your order ready. And that's fast service. You got the egg, and then you get the cup for your tea. And then they come out of here. Little booth. David's over there. He laughs because he said, I want to do this booth thing so you don't touch my food. I got the combo, so it comes with a cold tea. And then, like I showed you, the egg, and then the ramen comes out as well. This I thought was hot water, but it's just cold water that's purified for drinking. Pretty good, and it's nice and cold. Right here, I got a little spice with it. I give you your chasu on the side. Very porky and rich. Wow, that's good. Here's the boiled egg. Wow, that was really amazing. I'm almost done. I'm like slurping all the soup, but there's nothing left. It was really good. I asked for a little bit more richness, so it's a little bit fattier and creamier. Very tasty. I like the noodles. It makes your nose sniffle. I like the addition of the garlic and the spice level that you can put in. You don't have to put any of that in if you don't want, and that you have choices here. Very excellent ramen. However, I will say that little hole in the wall in Kyoto made the best ramen I've ever tasted. And I always used to say I don't really care for ramen. I like Simon, local Simon, but I've never had a really good ramen in Hawaii. And I never really saw the hype in it, the way they cooked it. I'm not sure, I just didn't like the way the broth tasted and the noodles, the texture. But this is amazing. My first 2 real ramens in Japan, and I see what the hype is about. It's delicious, and the texture of the noodles is awesome. Definitely come down here. Like I said in all the other previous videos, I'll be putting the addresses and information in the description box below if you're interested and you're ever coming to Osaka to try any of these dishes or the one in Kyoto. And that way you will know where it is, and you can just use your Google Maps. If you're interested, they have ramen packs for sale here, but I heard you're not allowed to bring it into US customs if they catch you. I mean, if you get away with it, that's great, but I don't feel like getting a fine. The reason is it has powdered meat products in it, and no meat products at all in any form, dehydrated or what, are allowed. And so if they search your bag, you're screwed. If you don't get chosen to get your bag searched, then you're golden. But I can't risk that. So anyway, we're gonna head back to our hotel. And oh, look at that one. That's kushikatsu. We wanted to try that too, but only so much stomach space. Get out of the way, dude. Car coming. And we don't have much time here. This is our last full day here. And there's only so much stomach space. We're only here for spring break. Technically, we took a week off, but it takes a day and a half out of your itinerary because you're going ahead in time. So by the time we landed here, it was already Tuesday, and we got to the hotel at 9:30 p.m. even though our flight landed at 6:45 due to going through customs and everything, taking the train into Osaka, which is very far from the Kansai International Airport, and then just getting there to Namba station and finding a taxi to get to the hotel. So it does take a lot of time, even though you think you land during dinner time and that you might have time to walk around and do stuff. You're not, honestly. So we left on Monday. By the time we got to the hotel, it was Tuesday at 9 p.m.-ish. So this is what it looks like in the daytime. And this is the same street we've been going to at Dotonbori. And it's really different in the daytime, and there's these trucks, the garbage trucks, collecting all the garbage. At night, it's just a pedestrian walkway. No cars are allowed here, so it's safe to walk. There's that strawberry mochi place we went to last night. That was really good. So, before we go to our next place, might as well tell you about our hotel. It is the Sotetsu Grand Fresa in Namba. It is perfect. I just picked it on a whim looking at Google Maps to see where it would be in terms of walkability, because, you know, obviously I'm not renting a car here and there's no parking here. So it is directly across the entrance to Dontonbori, the main street we're on, with all the food. You don't need to walk very far. Right next door, like I've been mentioning, is maybe, I would say, 4 businesses down is a 7-Eleven, 24 hours. You can get your water, your drinks, snacks. They even have some things you can take home, like dried squid and ume, and all kinds of snacks you could take for gifts. And then if you pass the 7-Eleven, maybe 3 more stores down, the Subway's right there. So it's perfect, and that subway you can take anywhere. Like we went to Nara and Kyoto from just that subway station. And then there was that place right across the street from the hotel for breakfast. That's open 24 hours. Like I said, breakfast is really hard to find here because as you can see, it is, what time is it? It is 7:45 and everything's still closed. It's like a drugstore and everything. They open really late here. The day gets started very late. And then also, across the street next to that 24-hour place to eat breakfast at is a drugstore right across the street. So if you're not feeling good, and there's another drugstore right there. And what I'm talking about is the drugstores around there. So probably next to each other, or unless they're connected. But anyway, if you're not feeling well, got some stomach problems, caught a cold here, you just never know, just go there. Or you forgot something like soap or something, it's right there. So convenient. I definitely booked this hotel again. Very quiet, even though it's noisy out here. You don't hear a thing. When we're on the 9th floor though, but our neighbors are courteous. I noticed a lot of Korean tourists in our hotel. They seem to use that hotel a lot. So yeah, I love it. It's a great location. I'll put the information of course in the description box below as well if you're interested in booking this hotel. And the best thing is we're staying here I paid for 5 days even though we're only staying for 4, or is it 4 nights? And it only costs like $270. It was super cheap. And they have all the amenities downstairs that you can grab as much as you want. Face wash, body lotion, they've got robes, tea, green tea, coffee, creamer, even a toothbrush, razor, all that. It's all downstairs and people just grab them. And yeah, there it is. We just walked across and there's our hotel, the Grand Fresa with that teal. And this is what it looks like in the front. And there's a restaurant downstairs. We didn't really go there, but it looks nice. It's got all that seafood and sashimi, some shrimp and lobster. So you don't have to walk far if you want to eat something good. It's down there, down the escalator. But this is the hotel. And they also have a smoking room if you're a smoker. They have all these check-in booths. So there is people here to check you in, but it's really easy. We just scanned our passports in here and it checked you in right away and spat out the key to your room and told you what room you have. So a really fast check-in. Here's a dining room. It's only open for breakfast though, so you don't have to worry. If you want to have breakfast, you can have a breakfast buffet here. Here we are. Today we're going to see piggies at a pig cafe. It's Mipig. They've got, all these piggies, and you see in other places in Japan they got otters and cat cafes, but I am very allergic to cats, and the otter cafe was a little bit farther from our hotel, so we did the piggies. Why not? We did make a reservation on Google, and good thing we did because it says they're fully booked. You can't just walk in here. Oh my god, look at them, they're so cute. And he likes my blanket, or she. Hello. You're going to town with that blanket. Ooh, it's all wet and stuff. Oh, that one's a big one. smells like poop. I don't know, they like me. They're quite warm. They don't like you though. Nobody's coming to you. Maybe because I stink.
There's only one person.
I'm the pig whisperer.
There's only one.
Okay, that was the Mipig Cafe. That was cute, although very pricey, but it is what it is. For the experience, that was 44,000 yen. And I'll put the conversion down there for 2 people, and it's capped at 30 minutes. But if you're really interested, definitely make reservations on google.com. Just search up their name. I'll put the link on the description box below, and it should have a link to do a reservation. It was really easy to do because everything was booked. There was people walking in, and they did not get to walk in and get a seat. So definitely a cool experience, and the piggies were really cute, and they're trained to go potty on their potty pad. We're watching all of them go potty, so it's really clean and cute. Osaka Castle is an important landmark that played a major role in the unification of Japan. Construction of the castle started in 1583 and was completed in 1597. The walls that still stand today that surround the castle were built in 1620. Over the years, the castle survived battles, fires, and neglect. It was restored in 1997 by the Japanese government. Be sure to buy your tickets in advance. We bought ours on Klook.com and skipped for the very long line for tickets. Tickets on Klook were $4.15 and children are free. There are 8 stories to the castle, and to get to the top one must climb numerous stairs. At each floor there are exhibits to look at with information on the castle. At the top is a gift shop and breathtaking views of the Osaka skyline and the castle's moat. It is amazing to see this piece of history residing in the middle of modern high-rises. Once you do that strenuous walk up the stairs and come back down, you can enjoy the many food booths that are on the bottom of the castle. Okay, we're crazy. Well, I am, because I really want to eat at Kani Doraku, and there are many around the country of Japan. 3 on the strip near where our hotel is, but they were all booked even 2 weeks out from when I called, even prior to coming here. So we booked one on the outskirts of Osaka. It was about a, I want to say, maybe 30-minute train ride. Not too bad. It doesn't feel that way. Maybe 15 minutes. But here it is. And the only reservation open, even 2 weeks out, was the first reservation at 5. So they don't open till 5. We have about 10 minutes till it opens, so we're just gonna chill outside and look. It's very hard to make reservations here because you have to not only put your name in regular kanji, but a different type, which is more specific for the pronunciation. And thankfully we had a friend that could do that for us when you do that online. So it's quite difficult if you don't write or speak Japanese. But here everything is crab. So I'm not sure what I want to get yet. They all are like kanseki type menus. So it comes in a set, but it's all snow crab. They've got hot pot, crab rice right there. Sushi with crab. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna wait. Oh my goodness. So we're still waiting, but they have a little display here. This set of sushi, all pure snow crab meat on top, 2,450 yen, and that converts to only $16.18. Here we have something similar to a California roll, but they use real crab, and a different kind of roll with some crab and mayo in the middle, with crab on the outside. Wow. Alright, this is our little booth. We got seated and they open right on the dot. This is the little cute crab holder they got. You get a moist towelette, and then the coat hanger to hang your coats. And I'm really excited to try all the food because, you know, usually you can't really afford this kind of stuff at home. Right now is the perfect time if you love crab and all the seafood dishes to try it in Japan, because the dollar to yen conversion is really beneficial to us right now. So all this food should be more affordable. So at the end, hopefully I can show you the price and all the dishes. So we're gonna wait for our stuff to come out and I'll come back. Okay, our food came out and wow, that was fast service. So I don't understand what she's saying. She says she only speaks a little bit of English, but this is the first course of my, I think it's like a couple of dishes that comes with my set. And there's a dipping sauce. We ordered a side of sushi, since it's so cheap, and a crab egg custard thing. I think like a chawanmushi, or however you say it. That is actually for Aiden, and this is also partly for him because we pre-ordered the kids menu, but she said for some reason they don't have it today. Okay, let's try it. And all the chopsticks come with this little pick that digs out the crab. Here it is. So it makes it super simple to eat, and they already cut it for you. Alright, here we go. I think this is butter. I think. Oh no. I think it's kind of like a ponzu sauce. I might be incorrect, but it's kind of bright and citrusy. It's really fresh. So good. Alright, things keep coming out so fast, it's like I can't keep up. This is our sushi that I showed earlier, so let's start on that. But she also brought out another egg with crab and some crab sashimi, which I've never had before, other than the raw crab poke that I love. This is amazing. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. And that was the one that I told you about outside with that price, so cheap. Alright, so they don't give you little plates, so I'm going to eat it off of this big one, just to show. And Aiden got his piece. Look at that big crab, man. It's like a whole piece of crab leg. So good. It's so meaty, it's different though. It's not salty. Like, it's got flavor of the sea, but sometimes when you buy snow crab at home, it's super salty. This is perfect, and it's got a nice texture. Wow, I know I'm never going to get this again unless I come back here. And then the cool thing is she brings out a little menu so you know what you're going to have next. And in Japanese fashion, it goes backwards, but I don't read or speak it, so I don't understand. But she's so nice, she tries to explain what each dish is to the best of her ability. So let's do the crab sashimi. Wow, look at that. And then she gave a sauce. I will say that's really weird. Doesn't taste like the Hawaiian kind crab in poke, that raw crab that I love. This one's kind of like a weird, jello-y, kind of odd texture. And I, to be honest, don't like it. I would rather have it cooked. It's like goopy and kind of fishy when it's raw. And the sauce she gave, it looks like soy sauce, but she has a different soy sauce for the sushi, so this tastes different. Alright, next is the chawanmushi with crab inside. Nice and gentle, and it's got a smoky flavor to it. I don't know where that comes from. but it's got the chunky crab in there. Very nice. Okay, the next dish came out, and this cute little casserole dish with the little painted crab, and it is the crab gratin, whatever that is. Looks like, you know, gratin, I think of potatoes. It's not au gratin, it's just gratin. And it probably, I'm gonna assume, is potatoes in this casserole with the crab. So let's find out. Okay, it comes with this little cute spoon. Let's take a taste of it. Got some kind of sauce over it. Oh, and it's got mushrooms. Very interesting. It's a good flavor, but there's all kinds of things in there. So you can see a piece, I'm gonna guess it's pasta? I don't know. And then some mushroom. I don't really see crab, but I do taste it in there. There's a couple of pieces of pasta. And it is cheesy. Now, as I mix it more, I don't even think there's potato in it. I mean, it has a starchy taste, but it's more like a creamy cheesiness. So almost like a tomato-less baked ziti with crab flavor. It's really good. All right, Aiden's dish came out because the sushi wasn't enough for him. This is another sushi dish on their sushi menu. Even though it doesn't look like sushi, it's pretty much like a one of those chirashi bowls, pretty much. All crab, pretty much. Some cucumber, I'm not sure what that is. Under a bed of rice and some shredded egg. Looks really good. Lucky you. Okay, all these little dishes look really tiny, but I'm getting stuffed. And it's not the end yet. I don't know what this is. Looks like a little croquette with some kabocha pumpkin and a green bean. And it's got shredded crab all over it. So, yeah, let's try it. Here we go. Yeah, it's like a potato croquette. I will say, honestly, not my jam. It's just very potatoy and starchy. I would skip that because it fills you up so much. I would just maybe stick to some traditional crab dishes. The kabocha pumpkin's good though. And this is not a green bean, it's a shishito pepper. So it's not spicy at all, but it actually soaked up the sauce down there real good, so it's nice. Okay, our next dish in our set is crab tempura, and I've never seen that before, so that'll be very interesting. There's so much stuff on here. Let me turn it around. They're so fast that I'm not eating it in time, and she keeps putting stuff on the table, so I'm running out of space. But she gives you the tempura dip, and it's, I'm assuming, totally deshelled. Whoa, that is good. That is something totally different. The only thing that's kind of odd is, you know, the stringy parts inside, you can't help, they're in there, so you kind of have to work your way around those parts that are hard. Those parts. But otherwise very light and crispy and flaky, and it's not oily at all. Good flavor. They also give you green tea to drink, so that's nice. And then she gave a nice pot of tea there so you can refill. Interesting enough, it comes towards the end of the meal. I will say, if you're desperate to get in here and you want to really try it here in Osaka, and you're in the Dontonbori area and it is booked, which it will be, of the 3 locations there, definitely come down here. I'm here with another group right here, and nobody else is here. It is super quiet, and you could probably just walk in. And it's not too far away from the main part of Osaka, where all the tourists stay. I thought it was pretty easy to find it here on the subway. And when you get off the subway station, it's a very short walk to the side street of this restaurant. So the next dish is a clay pot full of rice, and you throw in some fresh cooked crab meat. And you're supposed to stir it around, and then she gives you some pickles like ume And I'm not sure what this is. I think it's daikon and some other veg. And you're supposed to eat it. And then once you get to the bottom of the pot, she also gave another teapot to pour in. It's this teapot. And you're going to eat your rice with the ocha. So simple, but it's so delicious. Look at these big chunks of crab. I'm being soft because it's so quiet in here. But she gives you a little thing of wasabi to put in, and I mixed it into my rice. So it's really good, and the rice is really good quality. Man, I feel so bad because there's a lot of rice in there. I tried to get all the crab pieces so I don't waste, but I am getting stuffed. And this whole set comes with matcha ice cream. So I don't even know if I have room for that. I am so stuffed. But it was such a great meal. For our grand finale, we have ice cream with some matcha in it. And they pour the matcha around it so it looks like vanilla. There we go. That's good. It's not as strong because it is a vanilla ice cream, so you can kind of just dip it into the matcha. So it's more subtle. So that was a great crab dinner at Kani Doraku. Really enjoyed it. So definitely go down there if you can't get a reservation here in the main strip of Dotonbori. There are other options in the Kansai area. And we'll see you again. I'll try to make another video of just street food in the Dotonbori area and try to give you some of the sights and stuff like that. So thanks for joining us for our food adventure for our last full day here. And we'll try to show the other clips of the street food in between that we did. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed our trip here. We had a great time, even though it was very short. And hopefully we can come back to a different region of Japan. Thank you. Have a good night.